Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know, it's stuff like this that just makes it impossible to be a leftoid. It's just too idealistic, too ridiculous. You know, leftist rhetoric, leftist ideology, leftist policy makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. But the moment reality enters the room, it's simply impossible. The never-ending naivete. But what's more frustrating than that is la-di-da liberalism. This constant excusing of terrible behavior. This assumption that everybody's really a victim, and that compassion and openness solve all problems like frickin' magic. It's just simply not how the world works. The woke fantasy, of course, operates in this faux reality, and it's moments like these with the new mayor-elect of the city of Chicago that can get so incredibly frustrating. I'm gonna keep it vague for now. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so you guys probably watched the previous video, and if you didn't, well, the TLDR is the streets of Chicago have been totally taken over by gangs of roaming teens and gangs of roaming thieves, destroying everything in their path, looting stores. It's been ongoing for essentially the last 2 years, and it keeps getting worse. Walmart's packing up their bags and just leaving Chicago altogether because they simply cannot handle the brazen constant theft anymore. And in moments like these, you'd expect community leaders to put their foot down, to set a basic standard that law-abiding citizens and businesses are going to be protected. Enough is enough. The lawlessness, the anarchy has to end. You would think that the criminals would be the target of these speeches. Of course, we covered the first public address from a reverend of sorts, I believe, who went on about food deserts and claimed Walmart was actually the problem here. I don't know, something about corporate greed. Well, now the Chicago mayor-elect, Mr. Brandon Johnson, who's a complete woke buffoon, has decided to chime in, and holy frickin' moly, it's just as weak-willed as you'd expect from any of these woke idiot politicians. Take a look at this.
Look, demonizing children is wrong. We have to keep them safe as well. Have you ever taught middle school? I have. Have you ever raised young people? Do you understand the risk that young people take just because they're young? Do you know that home plate is at the bottom of my stairs? I found that out when my son was sliding down those stairs trying to score. They're young. Sometimes they make silly decisions. They do. And so we have to make sure that we are investing to make sure that young people know that they are supported.
Demonizing children is wrong. Let's not demonize these people. This man is literally defending rioters who looted stores, these kids who shot bullets into random crowds, viciously beat innocent civilians. He's saying, let's not demonize them. Yeah, that's pretty much the problem. Apparently you don't see it. Let's not demonize them. Nobody's demonizing anyone. If anything, they're demonizing themselves. They're acting like little demons. Oh, let's not demonize overt criminal behavior. What is society coming to? I mean, what is wrong with this woke style of thinking? It's completely backwards. Hopefully people are having a serious wake-up call here. I mean, it boils down to basic parenting 101. If you don't hold your kids accountable, if you don't put your foot down, if you don't set a standard, if there's no punishment for bad actions, well then the kids are going to be completely out of control. That's exactly what's happening here, except it's just on the state level. And let's go back to what I just said. Hopefully people are waking up. It seems like to a certain extent, some people are having a wake-up call. During the teen takeover of the streets the other night, a random couple walking out of Nordstrom were surrounded by a mob and viciously assaulted. Here's the basic details from a Fox News interview with the two individuals.
We were just downtown in Chicago trying to shop, trying to get some food. And we were walking down the street, and there was a really big group of guys, a really big group of people.
And girls.
Yeah, guys and girls. And, DJ had my hand, and he was trying to lead me through the crowd of people. And they pushed him, they pushed me. And as soon as they pushed me, I told DJ, I said, hey, they just shoved me. And he asked them, he was like, yo, don't shove her, who shoved her? And as soon as he said that, everything went crazy. They said they're gonna kill us. They turned around and, started fighting,
So sorry
I got pushed down to the ground, and I got pushed down to the ground, and the whole group of people went to DJ, not me. Like, I have a lot less injuries than he does because I was more of a bystander than anything, but everyone went for him, and it ended up in the middle of the street. They were jumping him in the middle of the street. it got pretty bad.
Well, there was actually a further report from a local Fox News affiliate that interviewed a woman that was the Good Samaritan that ended up helping those kids get out of that situation, and take a look at what she said.
The mob attack happened right near Macy's Wabash Street entrance.
And it was a mob of about 60 to 100 people.
You know, they said they're gonna kill us. They turned around and, you know, started fighting, you know.
They were shoeless. They didn't have they were looking for their phones, but it was no point because the phones had been taken away.
Both the victims and Lenora Dennis, the woman who came to their aid, say that several Chicago police officers passed by but did not intervene.
Cops drove right by it, act like they didn't see anything.
I literally went out into the street and stopped and held my hands up to a police car and asked them to stop and motioned them over to what was going on. And they just cut a path around me and just kept going.
She was eventually able to get the couple into her car. Then she drove them to the police station.
Got told by the desk sergeant that this was going to happen. It was going to keep happening because Brandon Johnson got elected. That floored me.
Exactly right. Hopefully people are starting to come to the same realization as this woman. The police officers can't do anything. They are understaffed. They are metaphorically handcuffed. They are outnumbered, and there are regulations that are stopping them from doing their job. And that is a direct result of Mayor Lori Lightfoot's time as mayor. Well, it's most likely going to get a whole lot worse with this Brandon Johnson clown. I mean, the writing's on the freaking wall. It's foreshadowed in how he's speaking. Let's not demonize these overt criminals assaulting random people walking out of Nordstrom. Let's not demonize these people who are shooting bullets into a crowd of people on the streets. Let's not demonize these people that are ransacking Walmart. Let's not demonize these people that are stopping cars in the middle of an intersection and jumping on top of the hood and the windshield, smashing all the windows and twerking on the car. No, of course not. Let's not demonize that behavior. It's perfectly normal. Yeah, that right there is the problem. And people don't seem to understand the extent of this problem. It's turning into a contagion. In all Democrat cities, you have these young, out-of-control thugs that are on the street, that are taking advantage and that are realizing that they're actually in a position of power in Democrat cities because police officers aren't doing anything. Police departments are defunded, and again, the dynamic is such that they're in this awkward position with current race relations being so incredibly sensitive because of all the Democrat rhetoric, where they don't want to crack down on young black teens because it's going to turn into police state this, police state that, systemic racism. I mean, you know, the whole freaking shtick. This problem is expanding. I mean, take a look what just happened in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at a Target just the other night. It's complete chaos. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. I mean, this is anarchy. This is total disrespect for basic civilized society. It's completely unreal. And again, we're gonna go right back to the Chicago mayor-elect. He's essentially telling you not to demonize that kind of behavior. I don't care what age or what color the individuals who are committing these crimes are. I'm gonna demonize it. If it was a roaming group of mostly white boys, I'd have the exact same reaction that I would if they were any other color on the freaking color palette. You could be purple, you could be green, I don't care what color you are. If you're engaging in this type of behavior, you simply cannot exist in civilized society. That should be the standard. Democrats have freaking lost their minds, and it's why it's simply impossible to support any of these woke clowns. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.